Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in to another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast, hosted live on our very own YouTube channel. Michael and Jacob as your hosts, as always, joined by a very special guest, Ben from the Coffee on Tour and the Coffee Company, joining us today for there's a little game this weekend, Jacob. I don't know if you've heard, but it's called the North London Derby. It's only the biggest game, one of the biggest games every single season, and it is away at the Emirates. Haven't won there in the Premier League since 2010. Haven't won there since 2018-19 in the Carabao Cup overall. But nonetheless, Antonio Conte is our manager, my friend. But first off, going into this match, how are you feeling, my friend? How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling
How's everyone
great.
doing in the chat?
Yeah, I hope the chat's going good. Hope it's popping. I ain't actually had a chance to look. Been producing this little intro, try to make it a little different, a little countdown before the intro. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling freaky. I'm feeling wet. You know, the typical Friday emotions before a game, before the big weekend. To me, you know, every Friday, Saturday, I'm starting to get these feelings. And when we're on international break, like I still have the feelings, but there's no release, if you will. So I'm very much looking forward to Saturday. I feel like we'll be releasing all over the Emirates. I'm going to shout out Rez on that one. I was on the Shelfside Spurs show last night, and he called it the empty crates. I'm going to call it the empty crates. So I'm going to steal that from him, but shout him out. Man, I love this. This is the game of the year, right? These are the games we look forward to the most.
This is the game that you're willingly to get up at 5:30 a.m. for.
I'm getting up at 5. I'm getting up at 5.
I'm hyped to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't say that every day. You know I don't say that every day. But yeah, no. Regardless, absolutely special game tomorrow. It's a big one. I already mentioned it, man. We haven't had much success lately, or in history overall here at this ground. But like I said, Antonio Conte is our manager. And real quick, before we bring Ben in and continue on with the show, we want to shout out our very own patron and our very own official supporters. So we have the Soggy Undies Club, Alan Sibley, 10-inch Club,
Alan.
Faraz, Goguma, Queen Ellie Tottenham Till I Die, and C. Shearman. He's a new member of that tier. Official Supporters Club. Don't forget him. Scott M, J. Co, and David. He's another new member. And the Lovers Lane Club. Shout out Bobby K and C Cubed. To become a patron, hey, click that link right below on that ticker that's scrolling down on the bottom. Patreon.com/United Spurs of America. Choose your club.
I'll post it in the thing. I'll post it in the thing. I'll put that link up in the chat. I usually do that, but I'm a little behind. We're running with it, you know what I mean? But there's the link in the chat. You can go ahead and hit that if you want to become a patron member. If not, it's all gravy and beans. You know what you can do is hit that like, hit that subscribe. And speaking of things that I like and subscribe to,
and
the one and only Coffee on Tour, Ben Kaufman. How are we doing? Breaking the cherry here. This is the first time you've been here on the Friday show.
Another cherry popping. Another cherry popping.
We're doing all right. We're having fun. It's been a long week, a very stressful week, but we're now transforming into the chill sap we always try to be, and now we're going to go into a very special show, and we're going to have some fun. That's all that matters, and hopefully we're going to have some fun whilst we do it.
Absolutely. Fun's what I like to have. Michael keeps me a little bit more on track. He keeps the ship correct. You know what I'm saying? But I make sure it's still a carnival party. That don't mean Michael can't get down worse than me. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand. This man can get wild. Just wait till you see him. But big ups, Ben. Thank you for being here. And big ups. You want to run through the chat real quick, Mike, before we start popping this off? Bobby K, what's up? From 3 Spurs Boys in the house. How you doing, James George? You Spurs of America Friday show is here. Let's go. Sorry for the delay.
Let's get it.
Yeah. David, big up. Official supporter. David in the house. Soggy Undie.
Big up, 10-inch.
Yes, sir. Evening, everyone. So you're joined by Kick the Fuckers Kaufman. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're going to get into that.
That's how we should have introduced him today instead of the way we did.
That is, because actually you should have heard he had a great, lovely rant on the Shelfside Spurs show. He had a great, lovely rant about just. Yeah, I'm gonna let you, Ben. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'll let you give it to Michael if you choose. when the time comes. Patty Hartnett, big up.
Hey.
Michael and I were watching that video you sent on Twitter. Michael and I were watching that before the show, getting our emotions going. Young men, daddy, evening boys, evening Simon. Early start. That's right. 5:30. We're gonna be getting up at 5 though. Gotta get up early so we're not too sleepy.
Gotta get ready.
Queen Ellie, big up, big up. How you doing? Full bull. Loves some Mikey Mike. It don't matter where I am in the chat, and don't matter what channel I'm chatting in. He's always gonna shout out Michael if you see me. So
Yeah,
big up yourself and big up David Clark.
Big up the DC and ACDC.
Hell yeah. How's it going, David Clark?
Big up.
He's in Oxford tomorrow, so he's away again. He's referencing our preview to the Leicester City match where he said he was not going to be able to watch the match. He was going to be away. We ended up smashing him 6-2, so that's the reference. He's hoping for a similar result this weekend. I have a feeling you might be right, my friend, but we'll get into it in a little bit.
Saucy indeed. Big ups everyone here. Big ups everyone on Twitch too. If you watch us on Twitch, I think that we had like 5 people watch us last time on playback, so that's fun. New interesting venture of Twitch. Ben, do you mess with Twitch at all with your streams?
Used to back in the day when I was streaming for my gaming folk, but since I joined the Tottenham Hotspur community, we've been solely YouTube. But I've still got a load of friends over on the Twitch scene, but YouTube is where I believe my space is at the moment. But we might venture into that as part of the world very, very soon. But just cannot be asked at the moment. Sod that. It's effort.
Yeah, it's definitely. I put minimal effort, get minimal results.
Absolutely.
But some results are better than no results. That's the way I see it. And you can say the same thing about our Tottenham season. We've been getting some results better than no results.
Yeah.
Speaking of results, our last one before international break, 6-2 win over Leicester City at home. Don't forget, guys, this was a very, very impressive comeback performance. Took advantage of of being a man up. Absolutely destroyed them in the second half. Arsenal is coming off of a 3-0 victory over Brentford going into this game as well. So both teams are in winning form. But regardless, some of our players did show out on international duty, specifically Richarlison scoring a few goals for Brazil in a couple games there. Just want to give a shout out real quick to Richarlison and want to say that we do not condone racism of any form on this show. We are absolutely with Richarlison going into this match, always and forever, and there is no room for racism in football. But Jacob, let's start with you, man. How are we feeling going into this one? Obviously, we have a very impressive performance that we're coming off of in Leicester City, but it is a ground that we are not historically great at in terms of record. But Conte is at the helm, my friend.
Conte's most definitely at the helm, and I think once you throw that factoid in there, you throw Young Men Daddy, Harry Kane, Hugo Papa Lloris. I mean, we got it going on. There's a lot of positions I'll look at in comparison to their 11. I know we'll break it down what we think later on, but when I just initially graze over it, like I'm just a gentle cow in the pasture and simply just light grazing on the grass, it's easily to tell which grass is greener. And Arsenal's is poo-poo. You would think with how much poo they got, it'd be well fertilized. It'd be like growing real thick and luscious but you know what?
Regardless, it still stank though.
It stank, and it ain't growing nothing good. So the way I see it, keep on grazing, you Tottenham Hotspurs, because we're doing the right things. Our manager, first off and foremost, got way more BDE than Mikel Arteta. If you've watched anything, I couldn't make it through the All or Nothing series, but if you watched any of that, it was, may I say, a joke.
Watch, and that's episode number 8, 25:59. That's where I appear in that documentary. It's the only time that's worth watching.
You're gonna have to text that to me.
What scene do you come up in, Ben?
25:59. It's the exact moment I appear in that show.
Is it in the crowd or like what? How do you appear? That's sick.
Which episode?
Said episode 8, 23:59.
25:59.
Sorry, 25:59, Jacob.
I'm literally texting that to you.
That's
I'm
impressive.
gonna watch it for that. I'm watching it for that.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, Ben, I'm gonna kick it over to you, man. So I asked Jacob how he's feeling going into this one. I'm gonna ask you how you're feeling going into this one initially before we get into anything specific. Heung Min Daddy coming on in the second half, scoring a hat trick. Another hat trick scored by a substitute in Premier League history. We have Harry Kane leading the front line, 13 goals against Arsenal. The king himself of North London. How are you feeling going into this one, man? I know we don't have the greatest record at the Emirates, but we're playing some pretty good football.
Very pessimistic. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. I'm not totally a fan of being so ahead of ourselves that we're going to win it. I'm not sure if we're going to win it. They've got a very good record against us in North London derbies. All we need to see, I will be much happy when I see the team sheet and we've got 3 men in midfield. If I see 3 men in midfield, I think we're going to have a very, very decent game against them. They're playing well at the moment, but there's one thing they do not have in their football team, and that's physicality. So as I said yesterday, a lot on Shelfside Spurs show, absolutely go and give them a follow. Kick them. I don't want to see a single Arsenal ankle, thigh, wrist. I want to see stud marks on all of them. They have got no physicality in that team. If we give them any sort of physicality, they will bottle it, just like the North London derby back in May the 12th. If you remember, they bottled it because we showed aggression, physicality, and we showed passion. That is what we've got to show tomorrow. They are a weak team. They've got 3 players that are really physical, which is Saliba, Gabriel, the centre-back, and they've got Xhaka. Those are their only 3 physical players in their team. Get up close to them. Give them a nice, wonderful bear hug, and give them every single barrel of the gun, because then they will falter. They've got no physicality. You need to kick them off the pitch, which is what Stoke City used to do. That is what they used to do, and that's what we should do to them. Not a single mark of them should be clear. Kick them, kick them, kick them.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So you bring up a good point, Ben.
The
3
kicking
men in
them?
the midfield.
Oh.
And it's relevant. It's relevant because Antonio Conte was asked about it yesterday in his press conference. He did say it was a serious possibility of consistently using that formation moving forward, not just here and there in some matches. So I'm going to go ahead and agree with you right off the get-go, just because the team's performance before and after we had switched to the 3-5-2 against Leicester was night and day, obviously. We smelled blood. Obviously, we took advantage of being an extra man up, but regardless, the fluidity of the middle of the pitch, the chances being created, the way we were dominating, more specifically, the way we were dominating in the midfield, the way we were getting them by the throat, we were finishing them, and we kept going and kept going and kept going. Basuma subbed in, he changed the game as well. I think Højbjerg was able to sit back a little bit and be that kind of anchor between Benny and Basuma. The wing backs were playing very, very well as well. But Jacob,
oh yeah.
So Ben brings up a good point. We don't have a good, necessarily a good record at the Emirates. What makes you so? I know you're confident about a win tomorrow. What is making you specifically in this formation? You so confident that we're going to get all 3 points tomorrow?
Assuming the formation's a 3-5-2, yeah, with the 3 mids. Okay. I feel better about that because Ben also brought up a good point about just how much we get overrun in the midfield at the Emirates. Excuse me, the empty crates. And I think that when he says something like that, I'm like, well, we've got a better midfield. Basuma's better than their best midfielder. Take Højbjerg, he's better than their best midfielder. Bentancur, it's up for debate. If he's could be better than any of that. So, to me, that's at least 2.5 players that you got in the midfield that can do better than their midfield. In the past this season, we've seen the midfield get overrun. I think maybe now Basuma might be coming up to speed a little bit more with what Antonio Conte wants. Maybe the team as a whole is more fluid in the way that they can operate in the 3-5-2. So, because think about it, everyone said, okay, Sonny came in, hat trick, bang, it was sexy, it was wet, we all loved it, right? But if you also think there's not just Sonny that helped make that happen, the formation change, Basuma coming in, I think were the 2 other main reasons. Exactly, Basuma, because when he came in 3 minutes later, the terror of moisture began, and the rest is history. But I I'm a little like maybe Conte won't start with that. Maybe he goes with the old trusty. You know what I mean? When it comes down to big games such as these, the people who are technically top of the league right now, you might want to go with your old trusty. Your old, may not be the best rifle, but damn, it still shoots good. It got you top 4. So maybe it still works. But I, as a fan, and I think some other people might be a little bit more excited to see a thicker midfield, more girthy midfield, if you will.
BDE.
What makes that interesting is, like, do we stick with Perisic there on the left, or do we let Sessegnon out there on the left if we're going with that kind of a midfield? I think it opens up doors. There's still a lot of games to be played. We're going to see a bunch of mixing up at some point. So for me, seeing Basuma start would be honestly a very eye-opening experience at 5 a.m. if I can see that. So I want to see it. Will it be done? Who knows? But I trust Conte to take what he sees at training and give us the best chance at winning, whether it be Emerson on the right, Perisic on the left, whoever. I have a hard time going against anything that Antonio Conte wants to put out there, just because if you look at it, we're still undefeated in the league. Yeah, we lost against Sporting. That was poo-poo, but whatever, man. We do that. We can do that.
While we're on the topic of formations, Ben, I wanted to ask you first this question. So obviously we are a team that plays 3 at the back. Arsenal don't necessarily see it week in and week out in the Premier League, Europa League, wherever they are. From when we lined up last time to end the season before we secured top 4 over them, and how well we played, especially with our wingback play that game specifically, even Emerson had a decent performance against Arsenal. How confident do you think going into this game that Arsenal can't really catch up to our tactics in terms of that 3 at the back, using our wing-back play? Because that was something that they really struggled to contain last time. And I said it already before, even Emerson had a decent performance against these guys. So this time out, do you think Arteta will necessarily learn from his mistakes, or do you think we're going to kind of see a similar trend to last season's performance in that second game against Arsenal?
I mean, what we had last time is we had the loudest North London derby you've probably ever seen. I had the absolute privilege of being at that football game. Absolute privilege. And we intimidated the hell out of them. Every time they got the ball, they were intimidated. By the way, fuck you, Peter Hayward. Just as a
big up yourself, Peter Haywood.
Thanks for the view.
I hope you're doing well. Hope your family loves you, and I hope you get some hugs and some love today, my friend.
You don't deserve it. We had
Go Cowboys for talking about American football.
We had one of the most ruckus crowds you've ever seen at a game of football. That lap ground was so loud. If that was a rock concert, it would have been cancelled. That's how loud the North London derby was. That fact, it was like something stupid, like 140 decibels. Absolutely ridiculous. Every time they got the ball, booed, booed, booed. We won't have that this time. It's going to be the other way around. Arsenal are going to try and flip that on us, and they're going to be very passionate, and we've got to weather that storm, but the way you weather that storm is experienced heads. Ivan Perisic, one of the most decorated players in football in the last 10 years, won absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. He won't care about a load of gooners shouting him down. He's just going to look at them, spit in their faces, because that is the man that he is. That is the man that he is. We need experienced heads that are going to calm the game down and say, all right, they do them, we do us. We've got to absolutely control this game of football. Even if we don't have the ball, we've got to make sure that in our heads we're not losing it. And even if we do kick them, we're kicking them in such a way, the ref says that's a really nice way of kicking them. We need to go there with professionalism. We've got to do what no Tottenham team has done before, except for the 3-2 result, and show total professionalism. Otherwise, they're going to run over us. They've got some decent players. We can't underestimate them. They are a very decent football team. Yes, they've got Captain Black and the Mr. Ons in charge of them, but we're Colonel White, and we're going to shove them off the pitch. This guy's he's fuck me, bloody hell.
Honestly, bro, this is heartwarming. Someone cares this much to create more Google accounts with the same Peter Haywood. I mean, Peter Haywood, big up yourself. Do like do what Sibley says. Get that like.
Apparently.
So Jacob, Ben brought up a really good point in experience. Obviously, Perisic is going to start tomorrow. With the experience, with that being said, on the point of experience, do you think Perisic goes back to left wing back and we bring Emerson, who is technically a more experienced player in these big games, or do you think we're going to line up in a similar formation as the Leicester City game and go Perisic on the right with Sessegnon on the left? Because that is one thing that Sessegnon has struggled with in these big games with a loud, intimidating environment.
Away,
he's kind of crumbled at that pressure. So that's kind of why I ask.
Mm-hmm. No, honestly, Perisic on the right still may be our best option on the right. So if you're looking at the strongest wing backs that you want to go forward with, it may be Perisic on the right with Sessegnon on the left. Now that's up to debate because, like what you said, Sessegnon has shown us in the past that sometimes he just doesn't step up to the plate. So you would hope that since he's a true one of ours, that he would understand the gravity of the situation, being that it's a North London derby. But you got to hope that he could step up if that is the case that we go forward with. For me personally, I'm putting Perisic there on the left just because I want to tear that side of the field apart with him and Sonny. I don't think that they can handle that kind of pressure. So that's just my personal. On the right, is that what you're going?
No, I was gonna ask Ben the same question. Ben, do you think that we'll go back to Perisic being on the left and Emerson on the right, or do you think we're gonna go with what worked pretty well against Leicester City?
Perisic should not play it right. I had the absolute privilege of being there, as I get, because I am actually a true fan and not a troll in the chat. Fuck you, Peter Hayward. Perisic was not good at right wing back. He didn't look comfortable. He didn't look defensively sound. At left wing back, he's a totally different player. So I would personally play him at left wing back. I think with Sonny being in the two up top, because we're going to be playing 3-5-2, I think he's going to have a lot more space, and Sonny's going to be a lot more comfortable having that space as more of the number 9, because Kane's
in the middle of the pitch.
I think we need to be defensively sound. Preferably, I'd love to play Jed Spence for the reason of Gabriel Martinelli personally said that the hardest player he's ever played against is Jed Spence. Put that in his head. If we put him against him, that will be in his head. We've got to
Conte mind games.
We've got to win off the pitch, and that's mind games. Mind games are an important part of the world, which is why Conte is such a genius at this. It's one of the reasons why Arteta, or Farteta as many people call him, Captain Black and the Mr. Ons, he's not said a single word this week, because last time when he opened his mouth, every gunner is a runner, we shut him up. Off the pitch, on the pitch, after the pitch, we need to shut them up again, because again, they are a very young team and we can absolutely beat them. We just need to turn up.
Jacob.
Yes, sir.
When we're going into this game, let's just go ahead and get into the injury news. So obviously, Kulusevski, if you haven't already heard, he is a doubt for tomorrow. He has an apparent muscle injury on his latest scan when he returned from international break, and he is now a doubt for the North London derby, which isn't great because he has been playing very, very well when he's gotten the game time. Jacob, going into this match, we have the option of bringing Richarlison in if we go with a 3-4-3, or we just stick with the 3 in the middle if we go 3-5-2. Does Kulusevski being out worry you at all? Worry you a whole lot? Because he has shown that he can step up not only on the road, but in the Premier League and in the toughest of environments and against the toughest of opponents. I mean, you could just look back at that Manchester City victory last season in the second half, and you can just look at that performance alone and really tell you how important he can be. But with the options that we have now in attack and the options that we have in the midfield to kind of change the formation, how much of a worry is it that Kulusevski might not be out there either in the 11 or available off the bench?
I think that, first off, Kulusevski not being in the 18 in general would be a major miss for us as a squad. Sure. Him not being available if Conte believes he's the best for that 3-5-2, working him somewhere maybe on the right side, maybe that's his best option. It's unfortunate because there's different things we want to try, we want to see from him. So him being out first would hurt us in the manner I think he's at this stage with us where he understands the gravity of this situation versus the crosstown rivals. So I think that, oh yeah, come on. That's a huge miss, man. Everyone wants to see him. He's a huge fan favorite. He got his own song. He's quite the talent. His ceiling's very high. I mean, the list goes on for this guy. You want him in your squad, bottom line. The fact that he's not there will hurt us. I don't think it'll end us because Richarlison, luckily we've gotten a guy like Richarlison. Luckily we have, we could argue there's not much depth, but at least there's a guy who could play there. Like same thing with Ben Davies. I heard that he might be missing. But guess what? Longley, I think at this juncture is a better option going forward. So for me, missing him, it will be unfortunate, but I don't think it makes or breaks us. I think it it's only just going to make things a little bit more tighter. That's what I think, because his hold-up play is fantastic. He's confident with the ball. He's not afraid to take someone on. He's great passing. He likes assisting the Sonny. He likes assisting the Kane. He likes running. He likes the work. He makes Emerson a better player there on the right as well. There's a lot of things that we're going to miss out by him not being in the 11 or in the 18 in general. So a little upsetting. But I think with Richarlison, put some respect on the proo.
Or as Bob calls him, Boo Boo.
What does he call him?
Boo Boo.
Boo Boo?
Yeah, that's his guy.
Oh, I know that they linked up on Twitter, so that was nice.
Big average.
Yeah, he's got some serious BDE, but man, I'm worried. I guess it worries me for the right side, but it also makes me think that Conte may just go with the 3-5-2 just so he could bring Richarlison in as the sub, as one of the front two, or take out one of the midfielders and go to your 3-4-3 and take out one of your mid, depending what you're seeing in the game. So I think we'll be all right. I will miss him. I do like him out there. I think him versus Arsenal is a great thing because everyone talks about, who's the better youngster, him or Balsaka? But for me, it's Decky all day. Mm-hmm. So you always want to see these guys out there.
Ben, how much of a concern is it for you not to see Decky out there potentially tomorrow, either in the 11 or the 18? How much of a concern is it to you?
It's deeply unfortunate, but the system we're going to hopefully play tomorrow, I don't think Decky will suit the system. I don't think he's going to suit the 3-5-2 unless we coach him as a potential advanced attacking midfielder. I'm still hoping we stick with the plan and go 3-5-2. But he's going to be a massive miss. If we do need to attack, he's going to need to be off the bench because we are very, very light on the bench. But he is a phenomenal footballer and he's going to be a phenomenal football player for multiple years. And we need to big up Joseph. We need to make sure that even without him, we can play football. But I don't think he's necessarily going to be the player for us tomorrow. I think Richie is going to be much more of the sort that's going to work in this game. We're not going to have the ball for 90% of this game, probably. We're going to have very low possession. So what we need to do is when we do have the ball, we're going to have to pounce on them. We're going to have to hold the ball up and we're going to have to bring our players into the attacking fray. But it's deeply unfortunate that Decky is not going to play, but it is what it is. International duty is a bitch, but luckily we only have missing one player instead of multiple players. But this is the problem. This is why you have a squad. So if one player drops out, another player can come in.
Someone brought who was it? Alexander Hilton brought up a good point in the chat.
Yeah.
Richarlison's record, also is pretty good against Arsenal. So in the Premier League, he's played him 9 times, won 5, drawn 1, and lost 3, and he's scored 2 and assisted 1. So not a terrible record against a single team in the Premier League. And obviously, it's just a big game anytime you play Arsenal, and much more important when you play it in Lily White, which he will do tomorrow for the very first time. Jacob.
Yeah.
I know you're wearing your Basuma kit, my friend.
I am.
It's the same kit we are going to be wearing tomorrow as well.
Yes, it is.
I wanted to ask you, what's your favorite memory against Arsenal?
Honestly, maybe it's just because it's the closest. But what Son did to them last year, I can't not love it. I mean, gets a man sent off because he just trying to, was it Rob Holden my dick?
Yeah.
He just couldn't get enough of grabbing Sonny, which I understand, bro. I get it. It's very
I grab
tempting.
him too.
He's right there. You want to get a piece of that, but you're a professional athlete. You shouldn't be doing that, sir. And guess what? Loser got sent off. Bye. And we just completely demolished them at home. The tifo, the vibes. It was a great atmosphere just to witness. So for me, man, it's near and dear. And it was also like they were starting to work their way up. We were kind of on the decline at that moment. And then we met at that moment and just shat on them. And for me, that was just beautiful music to my ears. Sweet violins, Beethoven-esque music. Magnificent. Couldn't have composed it better myself, honestly. As a fan, as a Heung-min Daddy supporter, it's just, I don't know. That's for me. I feel like if I thought about it longer, I could dig deeper and find something like the Kane mask goal, or there's a lot of really good moments there. But man, that's still a nice one. Thinking about Sonny getting him sent off, and just the overall team performance, the vibes of the stadium, the chant. And when the stadium's chanting Antonio in a North London derby, it means more. It means more than when we're playing fuck boy FC down the street. This is North London derby, and the vibes are already coming, and we're less than 24 hours away, baby.
So you mentioned it already, Ben. You were there last season. Does anything else top that of being your favorite memory versus Arsenal?
It's got to be my first ever away North London derby. Eunice Cabal in the 90th minute.
Oh, man.
I fell 4 rows. My brother actually high-fived someone in the face because we were absolutely limbs. It's got to be that moment in the last minute of the game, beating the scum away from home. There's no other point. That was absolutely magical for me, and from that point, I've been unbeaten in North London derbies if I've gone to the game. So, deeply unfortunate I'm not there tomorrow because I want to see that sweet W. But that was a massive laugh, falling 3 rows. I wouldn't. The memory I will remember.
Michael, what about you? No one's asked you. What's your favorite Arsenal memory? I don't know if we can top, either one of us could top falling 3 rows after the game winner.
No, I can't top that.
Definitely not.
The only personal experience I have of actually watching Tottenham live is watching them lose in the MLS All-Star game. But I did see Harry Kane score a banger, so that was fun. Man, there's so many to choose from. I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with Harry Kane's first North London derby. I think that's just always pretty special to me, just because he is my favorite player of all time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go 2014-15 at home, where Harry Kane scored a brace. We came back from 1-0 down. The mask one's good too, man, but we didn't actually win that game. We didn't win that game, so I was actually fucking pissed at the full-time whistle because we lost the game after a goal of that caliber was scored.
Great goal.
Yeah, it was more people were mad than happy at the full-time whistle after that game. But obviously it's a special moment. It's one of my favorite goals of all time. But man, there's nothing like Harry Kane's first North London derby, just because he scored the brace. We came back, won at home at the Lane. Absolute scene. So I think that's the one that I'm going to go for.
That's a good one. That's still a good one. I mean, that's fair play. We didn't win that game. It's just such a moment. It's so iconic. I don't know. It's like for me, just one of those, like when MJ hit the buzzer beater, when the step back buzzer beater, like it's just those things that stick with you. What'd you say, Ben?
Space Jam, the buzzer beater.
That one as well. I mean, that one was epic. He stretched out fully for that. That was impressive. If you haven't already, now's a good time to remind you to hit that like. If you haven't already, we got 26 watching, 17 likes. So we got some haters out there, but that's fine. You can keep watching. Don't have to like. Hope you do. But also you can participate in this little poll. You can hate us all you want, and you can still participate in the poll. Look how fun that is. The question is, who's bringing the BDE for the NLD? And so far we have a tie for first place. Sonny Wet Shot McGee and a moisture party for the whole squad. So far, we have 24 votes, and 33% say sunny. Other 33% say moisture party for the whole squad. Another 29% coming in close second, King Kane from the lane. And I think has one vote, Pru Pru, or my Swedish fish. So that's nice.
Pru, pru.
Pru Pru. Big up whoever participated in that, because I appreciate that. I try to have fun with those. It's also anonymous, so you can just be a hater all you want, and you can still have fun with it, because that's cool. We appreciate the love, because, you know, whether you love us or you hate us, you're here and you're listening to me, so that means something to me.
No,
I
for
think
sure.
there was only one hater here, and he's fucked off.
Oh, I
don't
just
think he's
changed.
tuned in anymore.
Well, I changed it to subscribers mode, so you have to be a subscriber in the YouTube chat in order. So
Sorted. Be up YouTube.
yeah, you and all your 20 accounts. How about all of them subscribe, my friend?
Yeah.
Have fun with that.
Like
Big
it.
ups to everyone who has already subscribed. But
And hit the bell icon just to make sure you can hate on us.
I didn't. Yeah, whenever we go live, do a pop-up show. You can come hate on the pop-up show. I'll even provide you the link for you to join and hate on me on stream if you so choose. Because that's just how fun those pop-up shows can be. So far, no haters have popped in and said like "fuck you, America," you know. But we're open to it. We're not closed off like that. You're welcome to come hate on us.
It's a free society. Just don't be a twat.
Michael, the obligatory puppy needs. Is Casey in the
She's
room?
taking a nap. Yeah, she's taking a nap though. If she
Alright.
wakes up, I'll bring her up. But she looks pretty comfy down there. I'm gonna let her sleep for a little bit.
Plus, she'll be cranky.
Sometimes she barks, so yeah.
Party walking off the pitch for Sun goal.
That was fun.
Time for Jacob to guess what I chose in the chat. Let's see. Sunny Wet Shot McGee.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Definitely.
Did you vote, Ben? Do you want to share
I
your vote?
definitely voted. I can't remember what I voted, but I definitely voted.
The one of the first votes we got was Moisture Party for the whole
It
squad.
was me.
I thought that might have
The
been
whole
you because it was like right.
squad.
Yeah, so that's a solid choice as well.
Yeah, definitely me.
I try to provide many options, you know. So far, I have a perfect record. Oh no, I got it wrong. Damn.
Boo.
Boo.
Come on, Jacob. We're disappointed.
Boo.
Boo.
Rufus already with the prediction. I'm gonna star that. We'll bring it up when we do our score predictions and goal scores. Your son is called Jacob. That's a very strong name, a beautiful name, majestic name, distinguished name,
Yeah.
eccentric name,
Biblical name.
biblical name. If you're into that,
Yeah.
that's why my mom chose it. Big up, crack. No one can hate Jacob with my countryman Cobra. That's right, the Cobra, the one and only.
Yeah. That's just Santino Marella. Big up
He's
Santino.
a cult hero at FC Dallas.
Yeah, cult, a fan cult, like yeah, bro. Cobra's the man. I still play.
I'm
I'm
the World Cup final, so big up the state of Texas. Hopefully you get that World Cup final. You fucking
Yep,
deserve
we're rumored. It's rumored. Not confirmed
Rumored.
yet. We're just waiting for the confirmation.
yeah.
But we're hoping.
You know,
A lot of
Jerry
people
wants
were
it.
hating on it, and they. So, fun fact. Don't mean to get off track, but so I saw a lot of hate. Just that it was rumored to be in Dallas, the World Cup final for 2026. And a lot of people were saying, oh, well, why isn't it either in LA or New York? So, like, we can
Fuck that.
greet all these people from around the world and, like, show them what America is, not like Arlington, Texas. And then, but SoFi Stadium is not in actual LA, it's in a suburb. And then the Giants Stadium is in New Jersey, it's not even in New York. So there was a lot of hate going on. It's like, well, wherever you go, it's not technically going to be like downtown like some of these soccer stadiums are. But obviously, those won't have the capacity to hold a World Cup final. So I think Dallas is as good as it gets, man. It's central. It's a really, really, really big city. And it's not too far from downtown. It's only like a half-hour drive. So I don't know.
Everything's better in Texas. Everything's bigger. and
Everything's
everything's
bigger
better.
and everything's better in Texas.
The
That's
damn
man.
right about that, my friend.
Ah,
Ford, the best in Texas. For me,
should be
I used to work for the Cowboys, so that stadium, I know it inside and out like an old worn shoe.
Yeah.
It can host quite the amount of people. I remember being there the night that we broke the record for the most Guinness World Book record for the most people in attendance to like a sporting event at an inside stadium, because they had like the
people in a concert as well, which was George Strait in his retirement gig, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
My
and that was
my mom actually went to that concert, Ben.
Jealous.
George Strait's last ever concert.
Jealous.
It was at
which
Cowboys
was the
Stadium.
first ever event at that stadium. So his last concert was the first, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken.
It's the
Big up,
second.
George.
I went to the first ever event in Cowboy Stadium. Would you like to guess what it was? It was a
Bro,
concert.
It was George
It was a
Strait,
concert.
wasn't it?
It was not George Strait.
Who was it?
Oh.
It was the Jonas Brothers, and I went with my sister.
No, that wasn't the first. No way.
Jonas Brothers,
Take it
bro.
back.
I
Give it to
swear.
someone else. Give it
I
to Callum.
swear.
Not have a football match where the Jonas Brothers have been.
Yep.
You know, right before the pandemic hit, there was a friendly scheduled between Greece and Mexico at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, the stadium we're talking about. I was about to buy my whole family tickets to that. I was so excited, and then COVID hit, and they canceled it, and it was just not fun anymore. Not too much fun. But you know what?
The Czech Republic was also scheduled to play that weekend, right? Like we could have seen Cobra play too.
Yeah, we missed it all, unfortunately.
We did.
But the good thing is, Ben, I'm sorry, but America will top the group. Watch out for the youth of America.
I am much less confident, Ben, but if we do, I'm not going to be mad about it. We have looked like
very
ass
much
cheeks, but so is England, so it's okay.
We're worse than arse cheeks. We are horrific. The man we have in charge embarrassed me beyond belief. I was at the Euros final, and even I could manage that game to a victory. Even I could have done it. We have the worst possible person to be a football manager for the England football team. We have a defensive-minded coach when we have no good defenders. Think about that.
We just don't have a good coach.
Don't you have Brad Bobley?
No.
Bob Bradley.
Used to be. These days
Brad
we have
Bobley.
Berhalter. He's another baldy, but he's not. He's
He's an angry looking
Bob
bastard
Bradley.
too.
Yeah, he sucks, man. We need a new manager.
Bobley.
Yeah. Greg Berhalter. It's actually a joke because his brother is like the president of U.S. team operations or whatever. So he got basically shoehorned into that, and so big ups him. But he's a lot like, I would say, the American Southgate. He's just not. He kind of picks his favorites, picks his buddies, and regardless
And
of
he's
form.
ass.
Big up Jason Grovesy. Lock Stock. I actually haven't watched it yet. A lot of things have been coming up, my friend. Trust me. As soon as I finish it, I started it, and I was not able to pay attention to it. So I'm going back to it, buddy. I promise, and I will text you whenever I do. But young Jason Statham. That's always a good watch. Ryan Mason in. I don't know what that means. Oh, Mason for England.
Oh,
But then we'd
Ryan
lose
Mason.
What's up, Clinical? Big up yourself. Thank you for
You
being
know,
here.
there's rumors. Well, not rumors, I guess, but some people were saying that if Southgate gets sacked, potentially Pochettino could be an option. But I don't know,
Good
man.
idea. I've said this on a few shows. I've said it's completely off my own bat. But if Southgate is sacked, there's only one person that should be the manager of England, and it's Arsene Wenger, unfortunately.
You really think he'd come back?
Arsene Wenger would love to be the England manager.
Wow.
Young English players.
I would hate England. I would actually hate England if he
I
became the
think he's the
manager.
only person that can. It'd only be for one World Cup because he's 72 years of age.
Yeah.
But if we're going to have a long term, Pochettino is being earmarked as the next person.
He's coming to the U.S.
Come
He's coming to the U.S.
down.
I wish. I dream. I can only dream.
To be honest, but he's the only person that can manage England's attacking crop of players and do it well. He's the only person. He's the only person with the CV that can run that job. Southgate is shocking. The only thing he's done in his life has been in 2 finals. He's lost both and then get relegated with Middlesbrough. He is an awful football manager. Awful. Terrible. Shocking. Inept. that. Oh, you need a thesaurus. You need a thesaurus.
Man, honestly, I don't really care who manages England because as long as USA's in the dance with them, everyone's my enemy at this point. Luckily, Greece is not in the World Cup. I don't believe my suegra, my mother-in-law, I don't believe she's watching this. So shout out Mexico. She'd be upset if I told her I wasn't also rooting for Mexico. But I am. They're my number 2. But America's number 1 because we are going to finish top of the group. I'm saying it here. Ben, I would love to have you on sometime when we're about to play England. I'm going to do some US men's national team content here on this channel. So if you're into that, definitely want to hit that bell because those will be coming up soon. But
give me a shout. You have my phone number.
Hey, Jacob and Mike, who is the best player in U.S. national shirt right now and past? Hard to argue with. Who'd you say best in the past first, Mike?
I'm going to be partial, but I was a huge Landon Donovan fan growing up. So it's hard for me to go against anything besides Landon Donovan. He's scored so many big goals for the U.S. men's national team, both against like Mexico and in CONCACAF. But obviously, he scored that one against Nigeria in the World Cup or Cameroon. I forget who it was, but that was a big goal, and he's just put on some really, really big performances for the U.S. For right now, I hate to be basic, but I think Christian Pulisic is massively talented, and I would love for him to go to another club that is not Chelsea.
Yeah, so we could appreciate him.
So I can actually root for him at a club level. It's hard to go against Christian Pulisic, but honestly, I don't know. McKennie's getting up there. McKennie's a really, really talented option, and I'm an FC Dallas fan, so I'm a little bit favoritism there, but I'll probably say Christian Pulisic as well. What about you, Jacob?
For the past, I'm gonna throw one out there that there's 2 that I really am partial to from the past. One is Tim Howard. He was
definitely the best goalie in U.S. history for sure, in my opinion.
Best goalkeeper.
And then I can't remember his first name. Beckerman, the dude with the dreads.
Kyle Beckerman.
Kyle Beckerman. That dude was a
good
stud.
At the 2014 World Cup.
He was a stud. Then he fell off. But I really enjoyed watching him as well. He was kind of defensive mid, like a off-brand Højbjerg, but with dreadlocks. It's pretty fun to watch. But I'd probably say Tim Howard for me because he was great. My wife would say Landon Donovan. She's a big Landon Donovan fan. I say Sklandon Sklonovan because that man's got a forehead the size of Scandinavia.
Yeah.
I met him. He's like this big,
he's like
man.
5 foot nothing.
He's big. He's tiny little man. But hey, big ups. He's propelled us as a men's team to things that we ain't been. So big ups him. He's also an MLS legend as well, Landon Donovan. So
Landon Donovan's probably the second best MLS player of all time behind David Beckham for sure.
Yeah, or Zlatan.
Only one American footballer, and it's Mr. Brad Friedel himself. Big up,
Friedel, club
Brad
legend.
Friedel.
Met him on a few occasions in my local town. Absolutely lovely bloke. Loves
I heard he's a nice guy.
Jumper. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful bloke. So he's the only American footballer you've got to talk about. He's just the man. Big up, Brad Friedel. Brilliant goalkeeper for Tottenham as well. Absolutely wonderful bloke.
Yeah.
Like, slander on your channel. And we all know who the worst American player was, and it's Casey.
Cody.
Fuck Casey Keller.
Casey Keller, oh my god. You know the one American footballer that I hate the most, Ben?
Is it Casey Keller?
No, it's not. It's not. It is what's his name? What's his name, Jacob? The guy who played for the Earthquakes? I'm just brain farting
Wondolowski?
Right now. Wondolowski, Chris Wondolowski. I fucking hate him. Ever since he missed the sitter against Belgium, that could have propelled us to the next round of the World Cup. Oh my god.
Chris Wondolowski.
He was supposed to be the next Landon Donovan. Everyone was saying, "Oh, he's going to be so good because he was banging in all these goals in MLS." No, he was ass. He is ass.
He set us back, I think.
I'll never forgive him for that, dude. I will never forgive him for that.
Cody Mack, nothing wrong with a large forehead. Definitely didn't say anything wrong with that. I was just stating that my wife had a huge crush on him, so I like to make fun of her for that. So she's definitely doesn't have anything against the large forehead based on what she says. So she agrees with you. I just like to give her crap because I'm not balding, but Landon Donovan was, and my wife thinks he's cute, so I want her to think I'm cute. That's it.
Yeah, Cody.
C Cube got a pack for a flight. Big up, you beautiful U.S. Spurs boys. Cough the man. Let's hope our ginger makes us all squirty emojis with his eggplant emoji tomorrow. Let's hope so. Cubes, be safe, fly safe. Good luck. Big up Aaron Dub. Big up that Vestal tuning in on YouTube. He's on Twitch there. If you're a Twitcher, you can go on check out that Vestal. Everyone's excited to see it. Cody Mack. I was a little surprised when I see him. Apparently, all I got to do is hate on a big forehead, and I can get Cody Mack to appear. So, I'm very happy to hear Cody Mack. We're in the presence of royalty.
13th of October.
You'll be with him at.
Because we're in Canada very, very soon for the for the Frankfurt games. So get down there, Cody Mack. We will see you.
That sounds fun.
I've called him out.
Official call out here.
Yeah,
Cody, you heard it here first. Michael, what are we going to talk about next? I feel like that was a great question. I don't know how to say your name, my friend. KR4AC at Crack. I'm going to call it Crack. My friend Crack. But that was a great. I actually didn't give mine. The best player right now, I'm partial to Weston McKennie. I think he's fantastic. If I had to pick a second, I'm going with Ricardo Pepi because he's El Chuco native, hometown native, FC Dallas alumni. So that's just a little partial. Let's be real. Sean Dyche to the U.S. would be hilarious. Yeah. I would love him as a coach. I think he's great. I'm a big Sean Dyche fan. I think he's got a rough, tough attitude. So I would like to see that. Big up Wolf5. Wolf5 been in the chat the whole time. Can England, after 92 years, winless streak against U.S. stop this next World Cup? No, it cannot. It will not.
You know, Ben, I don't know if you've tuned in any of the streams where we've talked about the World Cup before, but this is going to be, when the World Cup starts, this is going to be the very first time that I will ever root or have ever rooted against Harry Kane. Yeah. Wherever he has played. Well, obviously, huge Tottenham fan, and then Jacob can attest to this. Every single time England plays, I want them to win, and I was one of the biggest England fans in the last Euros, and I was absolutely devastated. I was watching the penalties on a flight with my wife, and we were absolutely devastated when fucking Saka missed that penalty. Oh my god, him and Sancho and fucking Rashford.
I wasn't shook.
First time ever.
Penalties. They should never have been taking penalties. You never bring on 3 players for penalties. You've got to have. That was not just Southgate bottling
Southgate masterclass.
Not just Southgate bottling it. It was the England footballers having absolutely zero bollocks. You do not let 3 20-year-olds take penalties in a final, the first final since 1966. You do not let 3 children, at the end of the day, children take penalties. You do not let them. The fact that they even stepped up shows how much bollocks they've got compared to Jamie Vardy. You take penalties when you do not let a 19-year-old take a penalty in a final of a tournament, the biggest game since 1966. So the fact they even were taken was an absolute. They showed character to take it. They showed character, but unfortunately, our football manager is an idiot, and you should be saying, no, you are not ready. You are not ready to take a penalty in this game. Get experienced heads to take the penalty. If they miss a penalty, no one's going to hate on them. No one's going to hate on them. Because it's 3 experienced heads should not be taking it.
No, I agree. He's back. He's back. That means he's been a subscriber for more than 5 minutes. So big up yourself, Peter Haywood. We can't stop you from subscribing. We can't stop you from subscribing.
Well, Jacob, I guess we'll get into the next segment of our North London Derby preview. You want to go with predicted 11?
I just want to ask him: Am I plastic as well? Because I go to every football match.
I think he's just hating on us, Ben. He probably likes you.
You're a prick, then.
That's right, Alex Vander Steak. My predicted 11. Real quick, I'm gonna start that Cody comment. We can come back to it if we got some time.
Stay up, Cody.
Let's just get into it now. Let's get into it real quick before we get into the predicted 11.
Okay, yeah.
It's already on the topic.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about it already. Cody Mack says, who's got the worst managerial situation, Team England or Team USA? I'm going to say Team England because I would say they're deeper in every position than USA. They can achieve far much more than what we are expecting to achieve, quite frankly. When you look at their talent, bro, it's so deep. I hate it because obviously I'm not an England national team supporter. I do support Kane, and if Dyer's on the team, I'll support Dyer. But the rest, I'm just like, man, these guys are way too good to be doing this poorly. So clearly there's something going on, whether it's, I mean, he keeps starting Harry Maguire for whatever reason. So that's your big problem. My answer is Team England for sure. Ben, what about you?
Yeah, no disrespect to the American men's national team, but they do not expect to get far in a tournament because America is still building their football prowess. They're going to get there. The amount of Americans joining and playing football. Football is the fastest growing sport in America, so they are going to get there.
So Ben, the rumor, well, not the rumor, but like the whole thing is that 2026 is the one where like we're expected to be good. This is the expectations aren't as high going into this one, but 2026, just because of the youth that's coming up, that's the one where the expectations are going to be high. But yeah,
and it's at home,
so
we don't have to try hard in qualifications either. Just to add on to your point there, Michael, because we're at home, so we automatically get a shoe in to the World Cup.
England, I would prefer, because I'm a very proud British person, I would love to see Britain have their own football team. It should be the United Kingdom as a football team. I'd love to see us all have one football team as a united front. But England should be being in semi-finals. We've got the most money in our football system. We've got the most amount of brilliant players. We should be going far in tournaments. We've got the infrastructure. We've got everything you need for a good competitive team. So the fact that our manager is so poor defensively and the fact we want to play defensive football shows how much of a disrespect it is to the own We've got so much good attacking talent. Phil Foden's, Harry Kane's, Bukayo Saka's. We've got so much attacking talent, and we play defensive crap football. We play work hard merchants over Jack Grealish. We need to be playing good quality attacking players. We know we can play good football. We need to absolutely be doing better as a footballing nation. We are the original footballing nation. We created association football. We should be doing better than playing 10 million at the back. We should be playing good, attacking, great style of football. We've got all the assets to do it, and we don't. So it's deeply annoying. But the US is going to get there. They're going to get there very soon. They've got the only thing that the US needs is a proper footballing system. As soon as they ditch the franchise method and they ditch the playoff method, that is when the US is going to start to get really good at football. That's when they ditch that method.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a fair point, too. Wondered things like that myself, just from an outsider watching that team. Big up Bobby Cases. Big up Jacob Michael. And the SS. Oh, the Spurs.
Shelfside Spurs.
Shelfside Spurs show. Beauty pageant winner, the Kaufman. Hello, everyone in the chat. Come on, you Spurs. That's right. Do we think, real quick, while we wrap up this little last bit of national talk, anyone think Wales make it out? I'm saying USA and Wales. I'm saying England fumble the bag that badly. Southgate out. But I hope he's in for the World Cup. But then he'll not make it past the group stage. Everyone will be disappointed. He will be sacked. That's what I'm hoping. And then greener pastures. Go ahead and get yourself Sean Dyche. Or what's the other guy? Sam Allardyce?
Allardyce. Did you know he's the only England manager in the history of the England Football Association that have a 100% record?
Yep.
Fact.
Yep. I mean, I saw that. I've seen that stat before. That's incredible.
Yeah. Fact.
That's interesting. Jesse Dyer says Interested to see if Canada, Mexico, and U.S. all automatically qualify. I do not know.
I believe they do.
I mean, they're hosted in
Yeah.
their. There's a game. There's matches being hosted in.
Yeah. As far as I know, they're all automatically qualified. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
No,
yeah,
actually,
that's how it
my
works.
source on Twitter, shout out at whoever the fuck, said
Reliable.
they all qualify.
We should do.
Peter, it's not hatred for me. It's all love over here, buddy. Hope you're all right.
Would you expect anything else if you come into the chat and say America's a joke?
I think he was talking about his car and house getting vandalized about football, but either way, I didn't do it. So big up yourself, my friend. You guys confident in a win tomorrow? We're gonna get into that. We're here at an hour. It's a perfect time to say hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you're here already, we love you. If you're watching this back on demand, know that we love you as well because you're taking time out of your day, quite frankly, to be here with us. Same goes for you who love us. Same goes to you who hate us. Apparently, Peter Haywood hates us, but that's all love. Appreciate you being here. You can unsub if you want. I don't really care. But to everyone who's been here, we got a lot of love for you. And I also got a lot of love for these people. I'm going to put it back up. The patrons of the channel in the Soggy Undies Club, we have Alan Sibley in the 10-inch club. None other than Faraz, Goguma, Queen Ellie of Tottenham Till I Die, and C. Shearman. Big up yourselves. Official Supporters Club consists of Scott M. Big up our Canadian brother. J. Co. and David, the newest member of the Official Supporters Club. Lovers Lane, we have Bobby K and C Cubed. So big up yourself, Bobby K and C Cubed, and everyone else who's on that. Pinned it to the top. You want to be a Patreon, you can check out them clubs, pick up your own thing. Look, there's a link there scrolling on below. Choose your club, help this channel grow. We're almost at 400 subs. We're almost there. I'm hoping we hit 500 before the end of the year, calendar year. So let's tell your brother, tell your mother they want to watch this show. That's just all I got to say about that. But big ups everybody who's been here. I think it's a perfect time, Michael, to get into what we predicted 11s first. We want to do that.
Ben, since you are our guest and we are popping your cherry today, you can lead us out with your predicted 11 today, if you are ready.
From what I have heard, it's going to be Fraser Forster in goal, unfortunately. But I think he's going to be able to hit the duck to water. I think we're going to have Ivan Perisic as our left wing back, Emerson Royale as our right wing back. The three centre backs due to injury will be Longley, Dyer, and Romero. Our midfield three will be Basuma, Højbjerg, and Bentancur. And an up front duo of Sonny and Harry Kane. That is what I think the team's going to be. I'd love to see you go in, but I don't think he's going to be fit to play tomorrow. The hip injury has just come at a bad moment. But I think that is enough. I think with Fraser Forster, I think he can be really good at shithousery, time wasting. I think he can be an asset tomorrow, but hopefully he's ready for tomorrow's game.
Fair points.
Jacob?
Yeah.
This is some good points. I'm gonna go ahead and say, big up Ricky in the chat. Big up yourself, Ricky. Peter says, to be fair, all you guys seem nice and down to earth, so I apologize. It's okay, Peter. I understand. Emotions run high. Tempers can flare.
I love how he realized, like, oh, damn, these guys are actually playing this hate pretty cool. I think I should probably stop.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, bro, like, I don't let too much negative vibes affect me. I got enough bullshit in life outside of YouTube, outside of what some Spurs fan says to me on YouTube. But I am happy you're here. Happy that you've seen the light. We aren't bastards by any stretch of the imagination, but we like to have a good time here. I'm glad that I accept your apology, and sorry if I stressed you out any worse. Sounds like you've had some rough goes at it, but you know what? There's still people who love you. My predicted 11 is going to be Papa Lloris in goal. I think he's going to be... Sorry, Ben. Had that comment covering your beautiful little face down there.
Oh, it's all good.
For me, I got Lloris in net. I'm going to trust and hope that what Antonio Conte is saying is the truth, and the fact that Kulu's not going to be available, and that we're going to play the 3-5-2. My starting, I guess I'll start with the back three there. Is Romero fit? We're assuming Romero's fit, right?
I haven't heard that he's not.
He did play, okay, because he was late to Argentina's camp. He didn't train. He wasn't playing. But then I was corrected on yesterday's stream on Shelfside Spurs show that he, in fact, did play the last Argentina game. I think as a sub. I don't know if he started, but he was in there. So he probably is fit. It may have just been one of those things they didn't want to rush him into it because he was a late arrival. But I'm going to operate under the assumption that he is available. So I got Romero there on the right, center back. Eric Dyer, our England national compadre, there in the middle. And Clementine Longley on the left. I think even if Ben Davies is healthy, I think Longley offers us a little bit more there going forward, especially, and I think adequately enough in defense as well. I was tough on Longley in the beginning because I've seen him a few times, wasn't really a big fan, but again, I'd heard about his Sevilla. I didn't watch him when he was at Sevilla, I only watched him when he was at Fartalonia, but I wasn't really impressed with him any of the bits that I saw. But you know what? He's changed my opinion. I think he's solid. He's definitely adequate, if not a little bit better at the position than Ben Davies is at this juncture. Shout out Ben Davies. He's a soldier. But I think Longley's the future at that position. I know it's just a one-year deal. We need to look at a more permanent position. But here we go. And then the wingback positions, I'm going Emerson Royale. I think he doesn't stray away from what he does. He's confident in him and what he brings, regardless of what what I say. It's just proven that he sticks by that guy. So Emerson Royale there at the right wing back. I would start Jed Spence just because I would love to see him fuck up Arsenal, tear into their ass. Him and Sessegnon, let him run wild like two party animals that you just released from a college fraternity. So I think it'll be Perisic and Royale, though, on a realistic note. And then in the midfield, Højbjerg, Bissouma in the middle, Bentancur on the right. And then front two of Kane and Son, quite simple. And then I think what we're going to see as well, given that Kulusevski is, we're operating under the assumption that he's not going to start, so or be available. So my thought is this would enforce the fact that we might play a 3-5-2 more likely anyway, because we're missing someone I think that would really help a typical Conte 11 push and tick, and that's in Kulusevski, just because of what he can do with the ball. So for me, I think that's still a strong team. We saw that team put up some buckets on Leicester. I know they're a Leicester side. Arsenal smacked around Leicester as well, but not as badly as we did. So I think that is an 11, and then at some point we can go back to the Conte 11 if this isn't working. Take out either whoever in the midfield's doing the worst, take them out, put in Richarlison, go back to the 3-4-3, boom, bada bing. Antonio Conte, we got to see what we got to see, and maybe see something else. Michael, do you want to give us your 11 before we read out the loving fans that have given us their 11?
Alrighty. I'm going to go Hugo and net. I know some people are already commenting Forster in their 11 just because there's a rumor that he's going to be out. So it's not confirmed yet, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and stick with Hugo and net. I'm going to go Romero, Dyer, and Longley in the back. I'm going to agree with you guys. I think Perisic does start at left wing back. We bring in Emerson at the right wing back position. Conte trusts him. I know he hasn't had good performances before he was taken out before the Leicester match, but Conte trusts him in games like this. He has in the past. I think that trend's going to continue. And I also just think that Sessegnon, he's already proven before that he can't really handle these types of high pressure situations. I think that's the reason why Emerson is going to start. I'm going to go with, hopefully, and this is just me hoping, 3 in the middle, Bentancur, Højbjerg, and Bissouma, with Harry Kane and Heung-min Heung, Heung-min Dad, Heung-min Son up top. And hopefully we'll get a win tomorrow. We'll get into our score predictions in a little bit. But Jacob, did you want to run through some of these 11 predictions? I think we have a few in the chat. Yeah,
when Cody Mack hits me with his 11, I'm going to have to read that one out, of course. Cody Mack's got Forster in net. I guess Hugo's not fit to go. Perisic, I'm on the right. Romero, Dyer, and Longley. Okay, like the back three. Sessegnon on the left. It's kind of what we saw at the beginning of that Leicester match. Bissouma, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Son, and Kane. So Cody's saying 3-5-2, right? So that's what that looks like. So big up, Cody. We kind of agree there. Paddy Hartnett, big up Paddy Hartnett says, big up Paddy. Lloris, in net. Yeah, I like that. Royale, Romero, Dyer, Longley, Perisic, Højbjerg, Bentancur, Bissouma, Son and Kane. Another 3-5-2. Let's go. Let's get it. David Clark in the house says Forrester. So he's saying Hugo. We're split. The crowd is split right now on if Hugo's a fit to go or not. Says Forrester, Romero, Dyer, Longley, Højbjerg, Bentancur, Royale, Perisic, Bissouma, Kane, and Son. Big ups. So those are the ones that I saw come in. Did anyone else was there any other? I didn't see any other. Not from what I can see. I saw someone, Aaron Dub says, if it's a 3-5-2, who'd you like? Partner Kane. He chooses Richie. I'm choosing Son, the most dynamic duo in Premier League history.
So I get where he's coming from. Obviously, because Son had such a huge impact off the bench, but when you've scored a hat trick the game before, you cannot bench this man the game after. There's just no way. And we've already seen how Heung-min Son can step up against big opposition, big games, and specifically, he's already stepped up against Arsenal in the past. So he's already proven it before. He can prove it again. He's going to be in the 11 tomorrow. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Richarlison's going to come off the bench. I'm sure he'll make an impact, but I think tomorrow it's got to be Kane and Son up top. Yeah. It's got to be.
Gotta be the most dynamic duo in Premier League history. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Ellie says 3-5-2, so she's going with the 3-5-2 as well. Benny, Hoagie, and Busy will dominate. I agree. We've got a thick, girthy midfield. I want to see it in action. Big up Queen Ellie of Tottenham till I die. Tenant Allen says nobody picking Sanchez. No, unfortunately not, because if Romero's good to go, I love me some clean sheet Sanchez. I love the energy he had. He's a good squad player. He doesn't need to be starting in a North London derby though. He's not in our strongest 11 at this point, so I don't pick no Sanchez.
At the end of the day, they're going to be pressing us, and what is Sanchez not good at? People
passing or any sort of technical ability besides clearing the ball and tackling. And last game he wasn't even good at that either.
Yeah.
So true. Aaron Dub is saying he's picking Richarlison because of the physicality, the shithousery, Son off the bench in the last 30. Michael, what do you think about that?
No, I mean, I get it, man. I totally do. But like I said before, especially with Son's caliber, he scored a hat trick in the last game before international duty. He scored on international duty as well. The man's in form right now. He can continue to build it up. And obviously, you can't say that he's in the best form of his career right now, but he is in form right now. He's scored a hat trick. He's scored multiple times for South Korea during international break. This man's on a goal scoring run. He's smelling the blood. He's smelling the back of the net. Hey, who knows? Maybe he'll find it. Maybe he'll find it again tomorrow.
I'm here with Romans. Says plus Son has finally found his form. It's now up to Richarlison to take his chances next time that Son and Kane needs a rest to hit a, or when they hit a purple patch. For me, it's just like, bro, he was banging for Korea. He banged for us. He's got it going. He's got it going again. So give the man his dues. He deserves this immediate 11 just because of who he is. Here we go. Ellie's 11 came in before we do our score predictions and goal scorers. Ellie says Lloris, Emerson, Romero, Dyer, Longley, Bissouma, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Perisic, Kane, and Son with the 3-5-2. So we're all on the same page, I think, for a lot of these positions and formation. Now, it'd be interesting. Conte will probably just end up sticking with his typical 11, and we'll suffer. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm very interested to see what Conte could come up with, because this is a big game. Isn't this his first North London derby?
Away from home.
Away from home. That's what it was. Because I was like,
from home.
That's what it was at the Emirates. That's what it was.
He hasn't had the best record against Arsenal, but he is still Antonio Conte, and he's with us now.
He's with us now.
But that is something that came up that I heard on Twitter earlier this week. Is his record isn't great when he was Chelsea's manager against Arsenal.
Wolves 5 been in the house. Sorry, Ben, what were you saying?
He's not the Chelsea manager anymore.
He's not. Yeah. He's a Tottenham manager, and he's 1-0 against Arsenal.
Perfect record. Win is the most important thing, but if someone's saying Spurs can't win North London Derby without Kane starting red hot Sonny and Richie, Spurs playing pretty good against Spurs played pretty good game against City, started last season without Kane. it's Harry Kane. You can't not start Harry Kane. Like, this is the same argument why I was like, you don't bench Heung-min Son, but he came off the bench and he did something great. So like, at the end of the day, to me, I'm of the mindset you don't bench one of your two best players if you're especially against a rival, someone that he has a chip on his shoulder against. Remember, they did him dirty. They called him a chunky boy, didn't they? A little chubby boy, get out of our academy. And guess what? He's been having sex with their women ever since. So can't wait to see him do it some more tomorrow. Very important Frankfurt game just around the corner. You were absolutely right.
Yeah, Richarlison might start that one.
Richarlison will start that one, and he'll bag another brace. And we'll sit here and do the dance. Big up, Steak. That's quite the 11 that you got. I love it. Big up, Tricky One. Tricky One in the house. Want to see a back three of Longley, Romero, Tanganga. Ooh.
Tanganga.
Tanganga.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Roman numerals. No.
Maybe if it was last season's first game of the year against City.
I'm still on the Tanganga hype, so I wouldn't be too upset.
I love Tanganga, but
seeing some
he hasn't
Tanganga.
he hasn't played great the last time he's played for us. So.
But think about if he's playing next to Romero there and Romero's in the center. I mean, that's what he played at
Conte wanted to
Atalanta.
Get rid of him this summer. It's telling. It's telling.
Yeah, he did want to leave, and then he commented on Homeboy from Sporting Lisbon's Instagram post a little bit. Who the hell is Pru Pru and the Swedish Fish? That's Richarlison and Kulusevski. That's who that is, my friend. I tried to make it a little interesting for you. Big up yourself, Tricky One. Glad you're here tonight. Cello Vera, one of the newest subscribers to the channel, subscribed the other night. Says last year we start the game with Reguilon, Sanchez, and Tanganga at the back. And then Dombele, Deli, and Mora too. Big up, by the way. Big up yourself, Cello Vera. Glad you're here with us today. But, when last year we started the game with Reguilon, Sanchez. I mean, Deli and Mora in attack starting, that's just initially not your greatest squad going. It's tough. We're in a different position now. We have to win it. It's just no excuse. Our squad's better. Our coach is better. I know we're away, but fuck them. Fuck them. What Ben said. Every last one of them, Ben Shite, kick his fucking ankles out. Yeah. Chartinelli on the left. Fucking Romero's going to take both them ankles home and feed one to his children. All right? Ballsack ain't going to do nothing. He ain't doing nothing. Clementine going to wash up his dirty ankles. Come on. We need everyone out. I know we play like not good. These early kickoff games, we tend to be a little lackadaisical. But I think this is a game where it's no excuse. Right? Yeah. Don't matter what time, doesn't matter what venue, doesn't matter we're playing on the fucking moon, in the parking lot. You got to get it on. Get it on till you die. And that's because my man DMX said that. Actually, Tupac said that. What? Is it Tupac, right? It's DMX. Either way, I got to get it on till I die. Whether it's the parking lot, damn moon, you got to get it done. That's how I feel. It doesn't matter if you got Ndombele, Deli, Sanchez, Tanganga, whoever the fuck starts. You got to go out there and take some ankles. Quite frankly, that's just how it is.
It's like the scene of the Inglourious Bastards. Every single owes me 100 scalps. I want 100 ankles.
Exactly. I want all of you. I know there's only 11 players out there.
Collector. I want 100 ankles.
They have trainers on the side. There's some trainers on the side, right? Take their ankles. Arteta, there's 2 ankles right there.
Every single ankle.
I mean, fuck it, we're away from home. You can get some bloody reds on the field and take their ankles too.
Yeah.
Ah, man. You just got to go out there with the vibe that we ain't taking nothing for nobody. Especially, I know they're all happy. Every time I've ever seen an Arsenal fan on any stream, I don't watch much. But anytime I've seen them on, they're always talking about the same thing. Oh, we got this and that. Oh, we're top of the league. I mean, my response to that is, bitch, we are top of the league too at some point in juncture in the past 3 seasons. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Michael, is it time to get into our goal scores and prediction?
I think it is. Ben, you want to kick us off as our special guest today?
This also applies to the chat as well. Hit us with your score predictions and who scores. And we'll read them out.
I believe it's going to be a Desmond Tutu. I think Harry Kane and Sonny are going to score the goals. But I don't think we're going to have enough. I'll be really happy with a draw tomorrow. I'll be really, really happy with that. If we can get a win, I'll be delighted. any way we can get 3 points, do it. Do a deal with the devil, this person, that person. All we need is a win tomorrow. But I think personally it's going to be a 2-2 draw. Desmond 2-2.
What about you, Jacob?
What is Desmond?
Desmond Tutu used to be an archbishop. So Desmond, if you say Desmond, it means
It's 2-2.
Tutu.
Okay, because Sibley, shout out our Soggy Undies member.
Desmond.
He says Desmond, and I was like, who? And then he had said it earlier in the chat. I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. When he's got Kane and Richie scoring for us. So Desmond is a 2-2. All right, cool. You know, that's what I love about these streams. When we have distinguished members such as yourself and others in the chat, I get to learn something new. And I'm a good listener. I like to learn and grow and love and share. So when y'all come here and y'all teach me things, such as Desmond, that's very nice. Now I know that's a 2-2 draw. Because Aaron Dubb as well says he's a Desmond 2-2 as well. Tricky one, Desmond as well. Ricky 3-1. Come on, you Spurs. Ricky's got Kane's son and Perisic to score. Perisic getting on the score sheet. I love it. I love to see it. Cello Vera 2-1. Kane and Richie with the winner at the 90th. Richie with the winner in the 90th. Michael and I were talking about this, Mike. If Richarlison scores the game winner against Arsenal tomorrow, solidified
Automatic cult hero.
Cult hero with the fans. What do you think, Ben?
First Premier League win since 2010. First win since 18-19 at that ground. Yeah, cult hero immediately.
I'm getting chills thinking about it. I honestly feel like this could be the ending we all see. Just a Richarlison. I mean, we see him.
I hope
get
it's
up.
in front of the home fans too, because you already know he's gonna wind them up. Oh my god.
Well,
Absolute
we'll be
scenes.
towards the Tottenham fans in the second half.
Yeah, that's true.
Man.
He would have to start. To start. Or he could run to the other corner and just run in front of the Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling he would run to the home crowd.
Yeah.
Richarlison's just that kind of player.
Yeah.
He runs to the home crowd.
The
You have
scenes
to.
will be immaculate. I mean, they will be like, we thought we were losing it whenever, Kane at the death at Stamford Bridge, or Richarlison scoring in the Champions League. But if whoever hits a game winner in the 90th, if it's Richarlison, it's just going to take the shithousery that much further.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the pundits to be like, what a shame this man. Or there's going to be some excuse, oh, he pushed this man 10 minutes earlier, so he shouldn't have had that chance. Or there's going to be some bullshit that they come up with, right? They always got some bullshit. Negative motherfuckers always got some negative ass shit to come up with, because guess what? Them negative thoughts keep creating more negative thoughts. And so when you do that, it's hard to just take a step back and appreciate what's going to happen. I would love this Cello Vera. Big up yourself. That's a fucking beautiful ending, in my opinion. Tricky one. If we win, it's a party Tottenham. That's right. C. Shearman, 10-inch club. C. Shearman in the house says 1-1
Graham says he's
Decky.
going tomorrow.
42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Wallaby Way, Sydney. Yep.
What?
Did you get that joke, Jacob? I wanted to say it last time, but I didn't. C. Shearman, 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney.
Yeah.
From Finding Nemo. But it's P. Sherman,
Yeah.
not C. Shearman, but it rhymes. It
Yeah.
rhymes.
I mean, that went.
Yeah.
Big. I love Finding Nemo. I've seen that movie like 20 times. I mean, I had it just
It's
on
one of the
repeat.
greatest of all time.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Big up Finding Nemo.
Big up Finding Nemo. If you're a director or a producer of Pixar and you're watching
Big
this,
up yourself.
Big up Finding Nemo.
Big up yourself. 1-4 Spurs and Arsenal fan base. I stunned. I don't know what this means, but it better not mean we're losing. Wolves.
No, he says 1-4 Spurs and Arsenal fan base is stunned.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
You're gonna be stunned.
Fuck yeah, let's go. 1-1 from Graham. Graham says 1-1. Jamie 3-1 Spurs. Graham and Jamie, who you guys scoring goals? We gotta find out who you guys scoring goals. Aaron Dub. That's right. We all envy you right now, Graham. We want to go to that. I know David Harris was looking. Irish Hotspur. He was looking for some tickets. Yeah.
I had a wonderful chat with him today. He's going to the Bricklayers, so that's a great place to go.
Great. I'm glad, because I mean, come on, it's the North London Derby. That's got to be something special. I would love to be anywhere in London at that time, honestly. Roman says 3-0, 3-0 repeat of last season with a
Wow.
few Richarlison kickups for good measure. Let's fucking go. I love it, Roman. The vibe is right.
He's confident.
The vibe is right. Bobby K, the game is 5:30 for you boys. That's right, 7:30.
Bobby K, we've brought this up before on a stream, but the bad part about being in North America is that if a game is at either 5:30 or 7:30, and we either have a terrible performance or we lose, we have the rest of the fucking day to like just sulk in the loss, rather than like being at night like an NFL game, like Sunday Night Football. Oh, we lost. Well, I guess I'm just gonna go to bed a little bit early tonight. Nah, you got to sit with that loss for the rest of the day. That's the worst part about losing and being in America, man, because it sucks. The rest of your day is just like, my wife gets pissed at me whenever we lose big games, like especially like a North London derby. If we lose a North London derby, I am pissed for the rest of the day, and my wife hates it. But I can't help it.
I can't overstate what Michael just said. For those of you who are not in the U.S. time zones, who experience this problem, but also 5:30 a.m. that game's over by 7:30. So it's too, like you were saying, too fucking early to go back to sleep. And even if you wanted to go back to sleep, if you lose, I'm sweating, and my side of the bed sheets are just going to be wet. So not in the good way. And for me, that's I can't sleep if I'm like too hot. And when Tottenham play, I get real heated. So we need something big. Even if shout out Brian Daigle. He couldn't make it tonight. He was going to be on, but he made a point on yesterday's show, the Spurs show. He said that he doesn't give a shit if it's a disgusting 1-0 win by Owen goal showing up in the 90th. Who gives a shit? It'll be scenes if someone scores it with their ass on accident. That'd be hilarious. I don't care. 3 points away is what I want. If we get a point, I'll be fine. I'll be okay. But we need the full 3 for full ascension, in my opinion. David, official supporter David, says 2-1, time to end the curse. Sonny and Kane. Nice, beautiful scoreline there.
90 scenarios there.
David Clark presents us with a few options here. 90 minutes, 3-4-3, lose, 2-0. 90 minutes, 3-5-2, 2-1, start 3-4-3 and change to 3-5-2, 2-0 down after 39 minutes, but win 4-3. So sounds like
basically the key to winning tomorrow is the 3-5-2, which I agree with.
Alan Shearing, because that is an enigma.
That was fun, David. Thank you for that. That's a thought out response, so I had to read it. More of a Finding Dory fan.
Big up Finding
That's a good
Dory.
movie. Hey,
Have you seen the sequel, Finding Nuno?
That's a banger. I have, and you don't want to find it. Trust me, you don't want to find it. You want to get rid of it again.
Yeah, don't fuck up my whole day. Jamie's 3 scores are Son, Kane, and Richie. I mean, I like it, Jamie. I like it. I get 2 days off. Don't ruin one of them. That's big up, Bobby K. You're so spot on. And Thought says, Michael, you're so right. When we lose, my day sucks. Time just goes so slow. It's hard to not think about. And then I stay off Twitter. I stay off all that because it's just
that's all you're gonna see. That's all you're gonna see.
Everyone's not just Arsenal fans.
Everyone's making fun of us.
Like when Conte was sad at Southampton in the rain, that shit stuck with me. I got personally offended about the memes, and it really upset me. So I don't want that to happen, especially against the fuckers. So for me, Michael, do you want to go first, or shall I go? I'll save you for last, the best for last. How about that?
Go ahead.
My score prediction is this: 4-2. Why are you laughing?
We're gonna score 4 away from home at the Emirates.
Fucking yes.
All right.
The dick is too big, bro. You can't stop it. The net can't hold the bulge. That's what I'm talking. We're bringing. If they
can't argue with a Son hat trick in the last game either, so I guess you have a point.
I mean, I see Son with a brace. I see Kane with a brace. Wow. Or I see at least 3 goals between them two. 3 goals between them two and a mystery goal scorer like a Perisic or a Basuma maybe. Ooh. I'm going to sleep in this tonight, so I'll wake up wearing it. Basuma will feel me spiritually, and he's going to get on the score sheet. Mark my words, if he starts, Basuma will score. So that's my fourth goal scorer is Basuma. But I have 3 goals between Kane and Son. Work it out however you want to work it out. I think they're going to assist each other, or between them, there will be 3 goals and 1 from Basuma. I think it's going to be one of those like you score, I score, you score, I score, and then we go boom, boom on top of that. So that's what I think will happen. It'll be a thriller. If not, it's just going to be a 1-0 win. Owen goal. I'll take it as well. Those are my 2 predictions. But I'm going with the previous, not the latter, because the previous brings me more BDE, makes more soggy undies. You know what I mean? Michael, what is your score prediction and goal scores? Apparently you don't think we're scoring 4 away from home.
So, I texted you, Jacob, on Monday as soon as I got out of work. Just random, out of the blue. Or maybe it was Tuesday. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday or Wednesday. Got out of work, and I text you a score line, and I said, I'm calling it now. And I'm going to stick with that score line. I'm going 3-1 to Tottenham Hotspur. I'm going 2 goals for the King of North London himself.
Yes, sir.
Harry Kane. And 1 goal for Heung, Hyunmin dad, Hyunmin's son. And I think we have one of the best away day performances in the Premier League era history of our club. I really do. Conte's here. Ben, you brought up a good point earlier. He's not Chelsea's manager anymore. He's Tottenham Hotspur's manager now. And he's 1-0 against Arsenal. He's undefeated as Tottenham manager against Arsenal. So you know what? I'm going to go 3-1. 2 goals for Kane, 1 for Son. I want to go 1 for Richarlison, but I'm going to go 1 for Son. But I think that we have one of the best results in Premier League in the Premier League era in our club history. Going for it, man. I'm going for it.
Let's fucking go. I love them predictions. They were great. Big ups, everyone. I see we got 37 people watching, 37 likes. That is a clean motherfucker right there. So I love that first and foremost. Second off, we have 45 votes come in, 37 likes. That always tells me there's 8 haters out there who want to vote but don't want to like, and that's cool. They are a part of this democratic thing we got going on here on United Spurs of America. But I'm going to go ahead and close the poll. And you know what? If y'all remember earlier in the show, I said Sonny Wet Shot McGee was tied for first with a moisture party for the whole squad. Since then, King Kane from the lane has overtaken the number 1 position. It has received the most votes. So that's what everyone thinks. Let me end that right there. Patty Hartnett says, I just unlike to make it odd again. Big up yourself, Patty, creating madness from beyond. So yeah, King Kane from the lane got the most votes as who's going to bring the most BDE to the NLD. I personally think it's going to be Sonny Wet Shot McGee because I think he's on one. Let's go, Ben. Let's go,
there he
Ben.
is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Countryman himself.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's not Ben Kaufman. It's Ben Country.
Yeah.
Ben Countryman. That's right. I love it, Ben. There's actually a question that came in for you from none other than 10-inch himself. Alan Sibley says, first player to get kicked, Ben. And then who does the kicking?
It's got to be Jesus.
Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, it's got to be Jesus. It's got to be Jesus.
Get him
The first time Jesus gets the ball, you already know we're hacking him.
Hack
Oh,
it out.
yeah. Hack his ass.
We got to set the tone early. We like honest, like non-biased, like non-joking. We have to set the tone early. If it's a few fouls here or there, even maybe a yellow card early on, you know what? If that's what it takes to set the tone and ultimately get us the win, then by all means, let's do it. But we have to. We can't. Like Ben already said, we're a more physical team. We have to set the tone. We have to put pressure on them. You know, who knows? Maybe we have a bit of possession. Maybe we don't. But regardless, we have to be aggressive when we have the ball, and we have to be aggressive when we're trying to get the ball. So,
1,000%.
We'll see how it goes. See how it goes.
My vote for first player to get kicked is I haven't come up with a good enough nickname yet for Jesus because his name what's that?
Call me Merchant.
Call me Merchant. Brazil didn't call him, I know that much.
Yeah.
So I'll come up with something creative for him, but I definitely think he's going to be the first. Romero's going to take one of them ankles in the first 10 minutes. I'm going to say actually 12 minutes. 12 minutes, give Romero 12 minutes. He's going to take one or two of them ankles by then. Big up Romero. I hope he fucking plays tomorrow myself. Aaron Dub says, Coys, let the North London Derby come on, you Spurs. I'm using caps because I'm shouting and I'm pumped. I'm shouting and I'm pumped. I'm so fucking hyped, bro. Tomorrow can't come fast enough. Cannot wait. You know, I don't know if Michael's going to be available tomorrow late night. So we might not do an episode, Michael. It's still up for debate. Depending how it goes, if it's too much wetness, I may have to do a pop-up tomorrow night. So like what Ben said at the top of the show, go ahead and hit that little bell. It'll notify you. Say, I need to know 30 minutes in advance, because I'll at least schedule it at least 30 minutes in advance. I might just pop up and have some things to say. And again, that's an open platform show. Anyone can join. Tom Marketing, hell yeah. Less than 15 minutes. Fuck, I wish. 15 hours to go.
We're almost there.
Michael,
I'm telling you, I've never been so hyped to get up at 5 a.m. before. I really haven't. I'm so ready. And you know, Jacob, how much it means to me when Tottenham play on Saturdays, because I can actually watch them full attention for 90 minutes without having to be at work. So Saturday games, I love you. Sunday games, fuck off. But tomorrow is a big one, and tomorrow is Saturday, and I'm going to be locked in at 5:30 a.m. in El Paso, Texas. You best believe.
I'm right there with you, Michael. You better be texting me as well, because that's just a buddy system we have. You know, when you go swimming, you have like a buddy system. You're in the ocean, you have a buddy system. You got a buddy out there saying, hey, you all right over there? All right, so I need Michael. I'm going to be texting you if you ain't texting me. Someone's got to be texting someone, because we got to get our ass up. That's me, first off and foremost. Sure. I'm going to bed early tonight. 15 hours to go. Michael, I know it's going to be taking up some of my time. Ben, I don't know if you play. FIFA 23 has come out. It has been a hoot. I enjoy that. There's pro clubs. I like to make a Zlatan and just be a bully online and do the they got the Richarlison dance in there, so you can hit him with a little Richarlison dance. It's fun. But big up yourself if you were here. Man, Michael, Ben, do y'all have any final thoughts before we depart on this beautiful Friday show, weekly Friday show, may I add? So if you're here, first time, every Friday at this time, we'll be on. You can catch us here. Ben, you got any final thoughts?
Every gunner is a runner. Now.
Oh yeah.
That's a beautiful thought.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Michael, you have any final thoughts for us, my
Yeah,
friend?
I have one final thought. I think you already know what it's going to be, Jacob. But my one final thought. Oh shit! What happened to it? Hold on. It better pull up, because
Big
if
up,
not,
Ron.
I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
Hold on.
For me, the game is tonight at 11 p.m. It's 8 a.m.
Boom! My one final thought is the king is going to retake his throne tomorrow at 5:30 a.m., where his rightful place is, and it's above Arsenal, where we have been for the past several seasons. And he's going to score a brace tomorrow. The king of North London, Harold Edward Kane.
Get in.
That's my final thought. What about you, Jacob? Wrap us up.
My final thought, I mean, I want to pull up a picture like you, but I'm just unprepared.
Oh, you know what? I can pull one up for you if I have a feeling what your final thought is.
Typically my final thoughts all centralize around this man right here. Heung Min Daddy. He's coming good. He's coming clean. He's coming tonight.
He's going to take our first free kick tomorrow. I have a feeling. He's going to be on the ball when we have our first free kick tomorrow at the Emirates.
There's no way the set piece coach, what's his name? Pierogi Matoni. There's no way that... What's his name? Gianni Vio. Pretty close with Pierogi Matoni. Gianni Vio. Put some respect on his name. I'll put some respect on his name. I apologize. Thank you for that, Ben. That guy, he had to have seen Sonny score a free kick for Korea and be like, okay, now Conte's like, we've added Son to the free kick rotation. Who else did he add? They said that he added Son and someone. Dyer, that's right. I mean, please don't. Anyone better than Kane. I always say ABK, anyone but Kane. My final thought is Heung Min Daddy. He's going to start. He's going to do wonders. He's going to be bringing the BDE to the NLD. And that's my one final thought, my friend.
We want to give a shout out, as always, to our loyal Patreon sponsors, the official supporters of this show. If you want to become an official sponsor, hit the link that's scrolling down on the ticker, patreon.com/United Spurs of America. We want to give a shout out to Ben for coming on and letting us pop his cherry on the first time in the United Spurs of America live stream. And you're on the official podcast as well, my friend. This is the official preview of the North London Derby for our podcast. So thank you so much for coming on. Make sure to check out his channel, Coffee on Tour, Tottenham on Tour. But Ben, do you have anything else you want to shout out? Definitely check out his channel, though.
Yeah, it's just come over to the Coffee Company YouTube channel. We are very much a channel that likes to promote positivity, good vibes, great conversation, education about people's cultures, and just being nice people at the end of the day. All we want to do is make the world a better place, one coffee at a time. We've got a wonderful coffee at the moment called Coffee on Tour, which is our celebration of our partnership with the folks over at Tottenham on Tour. So
big up, Brian's.
Wonderful, wonderful coffee, and everyone should try it. And yeah, just be nice. Just be nice to each other. Be good people. We are a community of people, and we need to be together. We need to work together, and we got to push forward to a better tomorrow. There's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. So let's all push forward together.
I love that. That's a beautiful message. I'm so thankful that you came onto our channel today and you helped. That's why I wanted you on for a while. I was kind of waiting for the best timing, because I know from everything I've gathered from you that you're a person who likes to preach positivity, and I'm of the same, cut from the same cloth. Like to spread love wherever I go. So I appreciate you coming on this channel and spreading some love with our loyal supporters. Because I agree with you. We're all fans. Show a little love. That's all I got to say about that. But Michael, this has been a great edition.
This has been a fun episode. This is obviously one of our biggest previews of the year. So thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe on the Coffee Company and Tottenham on Tour as well. And thank you so much for listening to another edition of the United Spurs of America podcast and another live stream hosted very live on our very own YouTube channel as well. We want to thank Ben for joining us today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys stay safe if you are traveling to the North London Derby. We're hoping this guy bags a goal along with others tomorrow at the Emirates. But until then, big up the lads. And Jacob?
Come on, you Spurs. Kick those fucking gooners in the ankles.
United Spurs of America, with your hosts, Michael and Jacob.